On the New Music, Part 5. After silence, that which comes nearest to expressing the inexpressible is music. Aldous Huxley. Initially, I was inspired to write on the new music and thought a few articles would be sufficient to express the background and direction of our effort in Om choirs throughout the world. The aspiration of the collective body and the method of the music's descent. But I find myself inspired to write still more in the light of recent experiences, correspondence, and talks with others who see the emergence of a new spiritual dimension, especially in all music. On the evening of my return to the United States, I attended the Om choir in Oroville prior to departure and was blessed by participating in moments of unparalleled beauty as the group sang as one body to the divine in a call for the descent of the new music. Among the singers are a few musicians, and each expressed the same experience, that they had never heard such beauty and richness, such exquisite harmonies, interweaving melodies, unique modulations, and wondrous progressions that seemed infinite and effortless, as if a divine musician had written the score and poured it through our souls. Returning from the Om choir, we spoke little, but there was a unity so profound, it was palpable. My studies of the human voice as a solo instrument in a small ensemble, chamber choir, or as part of a full choir span more than 55 years. Though I am deeply moved by the beauty of the piano, cello, violin, etc., again, as individual instruments or in an orchestral setting, I feel competent only to speak on the human voice. This instrument that is given to us, within us, is capable not only of an extraordinary range, from the highest coloratura soprano to the basso profondo, but has the flexibility to produce overtones, sing a straight tone, or employ vibrato, to blend perfectly with another voice or voices, to sing the softest pianissimo to a powerful fortissimo, as in the Wagnerian voice that can be heard over a full orchestra. Almost all composers have written works for solo voice or chorus, either a cappella or accompanied, the greatest of them bringing down from spiritual heights a music to uplift, inspire, or lead to meditative reflection. And yet there remain greater depths to plumb and heavenlier heights for music to descend into the very cells of the body, and from there into the earth itself, transforming man and his world. An unparalleled moment in the world's history is unfolding, especially in choral music. The music of the human voice in its highest aspiration, as many feel the emergence of a new spiritual or mystical dimension. There are many composers receiving touches of the music of the spheres, or music from the highest reaches of the heavens, and translating it into works of profound beauty. The list is extraordinary and formidable. Some of the names have become beloved of thousands who sing their music. Others have still to gain a wider audience as the world opens to the beauty they have brought down. I list here a number of composers who have caught the threads of a diviner music based on my research of more than 60 years. Although some may only be known for one composition, others have caught greater threads from the planes above mind. And though the output of others varies, the sound significance of a descent from above is clearly present. The works of Erik Essenvals, Georgy Sviridov, Ola Yellow, Arvo Pärt, Paweł Lukaszewski, Paul Mailer, Eric Whittaker, John Taverner, Imant Raminch, Pärt Usberg, Galina Grigorieva, Gabriel Jackson, and Morten Lorentzen are now standards in the choral repertoire. And there are many others. Petrus Vasks, Javier Busto, Alfred Schnittke, Sofia Gubajdulina, Aino Johanni Rautavaara, Henrik Goretzky, Stephen Chapman, and many others. The list goes on, and in choral music, a flowering unprecedented in our age. In future editions of the New Music, we will list links to the choral music of many of these great composers. Here is a quote from Petrus Vasks. Most people today no longer possess beliefs, love, and ideals. The spiritual dimension has been lost. My intention is to provide food for the soul, and this is what I preach in my works. Rabindranath Tagore wrote, "Music fills the infinite between two souls." And here are some words of the Mother on music. 1953. Quote, "There is a state of consciousness in union with the divine in which you can enjoy all you read, as you can all you observe, even the most indifferent books, or the most uninteresting things. You can hear poor music, even music from which one would like to run away. And yet you can, not for its outward self, but because of what is behind, enjoy it. You do not lose the distinction between good music and bad music, but you pass through either into that which it expresses. For there is nothing in the world which has not its ultimate truth and support in the divine. In Mother's Questions and Answers, 1929 to 1931, we have her reply, 28 April 1929. Question: what is there behind the external form of music? Mother: music is a means of expressing certain thoughts, feelings, emotions, aspirations. There is even a region where all these movements exist, and from there, as they are brought down, they take a musical form. One who is a very good composer, with some inspiration, will produce very beautiful music, for he is a good musician. A bad musician may also have a very high inspiration. He may receive something which is good, but as he possesses no musical capacity, what he produces is terribly commonplace, ordinary, uninteresting. But if you go beyond, if you reach just the place where there is this origin of music, of the idea and emotion and inspiration, if you reach there, you can taste these things without being in the least troubled by the forms. The commonplace musical form can be linked up again with that, because that was the inspiration of the writer of the music. Naturally, there are cases where there is no inspiration, where the origin is merely a kind of mechanical music. It is not always interesting in every case. But what I mean is that there is an inner condition in which the external form is not the most important thing. It is the origin of the music, the inspiration from beyond, which is important. It is not purely the sounds, it is what the sounds express. So the expression cannot be better than the inspiration? The question? Mother replies, there are musical pieces which have no inspiration. They are like mechanical works. There are musicians who possess a great virtuosity, that is, who have thoroughly mastered the technique and who, for example, can execute without making a mistake the fastest and most difficult things. They can play music, but it expresses nothing. It is like a machine. It means nothing, except that they have great skill. For what is most important is the inspiration in everything that one does, in all human creations. The most important thing is inspiration. Naturally, the execution must be on the same level as the inspiration. To be able to express truly well the highest things, one must have a very good technique. I do not say that technique is not necessary. It is even indispensable, but it is not the only indispensable thing. It is less important than inspiration. The essential quality of music depends on where the music comes from, upon its origin. And Mother writes again, for music, it is very special. It is difficult. It needs an intermediary. And it is like that for all other things, for literature also, for poetry, for painting, for everything one does. The true value of one's creation depends on the origin of one's inspiration, on the level, the height where one finds it. But the value of the execution depends on the vital strength which expresses it. To complete the genius, both must be there. This is very rare. Generally, it is the one or the other. More often, the vital. And then there are those other kinds of music we have. The music of the cafe concert, of the cinema. It has an extraordinary skill and at the same time an exceptional platitude and extraordinary vulgarity. But it has an extraordinary skill. It seizes you in the solar plexus. And it is this music that you remember. It grasps you at once and holds you, and it is very difficult to free yourself from it, for it is well-made music, music very well made. It is made vitally, with vital vibrations, but what is behind is frightful. But imagine this same vital power of expression with the inspiration coming from far above, the highest inspiration possible. There are certain passages of César Franck, certain passages of Beethoven, certain passages of Bach. There are pieces by others also, which have this inspiration and power. But it is only a moment. It comes as a moment. It does not last. You cannot take the entire work of an artist as being on that level. Inspiration comes like a flash. Sometimes it lasts sufficiently long when the work is sustained, and when that is there, the same effect is produced. That is, if you are attentive and concentrated, suddenly that lifts you up, lifts up all your energies. It is as though someone opened out your head and you were flung into the air to tremendous heights and magnificent lights. It produces in a few seconds results that are obtained with so much difficulty through so many years of yoga. Only, in general, one may fall down afterwards, because the consciousness is not there as the basis. one has the experience and afterwards does not even know what has happened. But if you are prepared, if you have indeed prepared your consciousness by yoga, then the thing happens. It is almost definitive.